Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium, where we're still in the church-turned-nightclub, and I guess my work here is done, for the most part anyway. I still want to talk to Acele and Noid in particular, because I still have these two tasks open, but once we're done with that, it might be late enough to go to our communist meeting, so I guess we will pass some time in the church if we can. Also, I got a new thought at the end of the last episode. Which one was it? I think it was the one about the apocalypse, right? Yeah, for some reason they are not in the order in which you receive them. They are in a very random order. -1 rhetoric, rambling madman. You woke up in a hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not your normal everyday doom crying either. Something truly colossal is approaching. The gloaming, the culling, the bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Now, until you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm, no more. Put the bloodletting on the burner and really figure out what's threatening the fragile physical reality you just found yourself in. Okay, and I guess I got this thought because... No, I only have 3 apocalypse points. I mean, usually you get these thoughts at 4 points, but I only have 3. So why did I get one for apocalypse but not for boring cop, for example? I have 3 points here as well. And I don't think I ever got anything for 4 points of honor either. It doesn't seem to be very consistent for some reason. But either way, I don't think I want to internalize the apocalypse thought. However, there was another one that was interesting that I got last episode. And now I just have to find it again. Why do they have such a random order? I think it was this one. Yeah, this is the one. No temporary research bonus, but the description seemed very mysterious, so I'm kind of interested in this one. Let's open up another slot. And let's internalize cleaning out the rooms. There we go. And yeah, I still have 1 point, but that is my emergency point. Now, let's see. We have some more people to talk to over here.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
Alright, that's Noid, just the person I'm looking for. He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Well, I mean, our investigation was at a bit of a dead end, so I thought, may as well do some other stuff.
The would-be leader is cutting some futuristic shapes on the floor, sweating profusely. Acele using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater.
A tree underwater? I mean, yeah, I can see her listening to stuff with her microphone, but there's no tree, there's no water, so I don't know.
The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk, and in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Well, that's one way to look at it. These kids got spunk, I admire that. Better here than in that tent truck, it wasn't safe. I'm genuinely into the hardcore lifestyle, you wouldn't understand. I'm a corrupt cop, Kim, this is a corrupt scheme. I mean, I even convinced them not to start the drug lab. I did it for mankind, for all of mankind. Not really. Yeah, I guess it's better here than in the tent.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic. I think he doesn't believe me.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Right, right. See, you completely understand me. After all, you just don't want to admit it. Noid, what do you think about the church? Why are you so suspicious about everything? What's with the clothes? Yeah, what do you think about the church, Noid?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years? What style is this church built in? What did you mean by dead bodies? How do you like the glasswork? Point to the stained glass window. How are you settling in? Some are rather weird questions here about the church and its history, but I don't know. Let's ask something. Yeah, what do you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies are perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
A spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live.
Okay, and what does that have to do with that church?
End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
Okay, so your music is going to reanimate the dead wood of this church. Okay. First, where's that quote from? What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocentic system? What you're saying is religion has stopped being hardcore. What exactly are you saying? Yeah, where's that quote from?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago. An ancient hardcore brother.
What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the innocentic system. For some reason, the other option has disappeared now. I would actually be more interested in asking him what he means by it, instead of just assuming it. So, you're not a fan of the innocentic system?
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
False core. Okay.
The way he says it, the force in false core is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember? I actually don't. I've talked to so many people and sometimes it's hard to tell them apart. I even agreed with you about the Ecclesiastes being okay with this. And you propose dance music will supplant the system. Yeah, apparently you said this was all about love and hardcore before.
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote.
He points to his friends.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
Okay, fair enough. I even agreed with you about the Ecclesiastes being okay with us. Well, I guess I did.
But were you wrong? The founding party is okay with everything. Look around. They don't have enough love for the human crew to oppose anything anymore. We're on our own.
Okay.
That's still a lie. Reassert yourself.
What is your problem, Authority? Perfidy, you lied to me. I'm tired of people lying to me. I don't even remember exactly what they said. I don't think it is of any great consequence. That wouldn't be cool. I want to be cool? Yeah, this is pointless, Authority.
Mewling wimp. Pathetic.
Anyway, let's continue our discussion here. So you propose dance music will supplant the system.
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
Alright, very interesting. Okay, let's ask a few more questions about the church. So, how old is this place?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it, on the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand. Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
Alright, I get what you're saying.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. Something more fundamental, you mean the sound anomaly? Well, if we are right in our assumption that they built this church specifically because of the anomaly.
Maybe they were unable to face the nature of the world, perishing.
Alright, so what style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism. Lawmonger,
Lawmonger.
It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
I am not just a cop, I am an art cop. Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like? Yeah, enough architecture. Yes, I do fancy myself a bit of an art cop.
Art of core.
He nods appreciatively. Art of core. But okay, tell me more about DeLorean architecture.
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
Well, a little bit, I suppose. What would a DeLorean building look like? Yeah, tell me more about that.
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
Okay, that's an interesting thought.
Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
Well, you're certainly a bit of an architecture critic, huh? Marriage is shit, yeah? Hey, my marriage is great. Marriage is sacred. This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell. I mean, at this point, I'm not entirely sure if Harry was ever married. We have suspicions that he might have been, but we can't say for certain. So I'm not going to make any judgment on that at the moment. But yeah, the church isn't painted white, at least not anymore. Maybe it was white at some point and the color just came off.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
Right.
Slowly peeled by the wind, your skin crawls from the sensation as you look around.
Okay, so, what about the glasswork?
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
That's Innocence Dolores Day, mind your words. I'm pretty sure he knows what it is. I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too. You wanted to get inside the church and now you don't like the stained glass window? Well, I mean, they wanted, I guess, a better place than the tent, and this is a better place than the tent. And I mean, when I was examining the stained glass window, I was getting some negative vibrations from her.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
I see, so you want to get rid of the window.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
But I guess Andre doesn't agree?
Mass murder on the floor!
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here, but she's pretty. Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? I don't know. Most people? The resettlement programs were totally okay. I'm a big fan of resettlement programs for some reason. Yeah, for some reason. I do feel there's something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, human? That question really bothers you, huh? I mean, it would be ironic if she wasn't human, since she's the innocence of humanism. Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore. Yeah, what is your opinion on the human question?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator.
An operator?
That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
Yeah, but I don't think that your personal opinion, your personal situation and the fact that it differs from Dolores Day means that she wasn't human. I think I need some better evidence of that. Yeah, they hate this too, point to yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. I have thousands of fans. I'm surrounded by love and support all the time. Probably not. She was a player. She played us all. It's just a game to her. Yeah, they hate this too, point to yourself. That sounds more like something that Harry would say.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of these suspenders and they hit his chest with a slap. Yep, I still think that the fact that a lot of people adored her doesn't mean that she wasn't human. I feel this is not a good argument. I'm not sure about the rest of this. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? I mean, so they say, right?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left hand.
This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All
Organ
innocences
thief.
are.
Okay, I think I see what your opinion about her is. And I mean, like I said, when I was examining the glass window, there was something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent. Must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
I mean, we've already been partying pretty hard, so I'm not sure if that is really necessary. Take her down, crash it, destroy that window. Keep it. Keep the beautiful sharp shards. Keep her long face and her hair. Say nothing, stare grimly into the distance. I don't know, I feel the way the stained glass window is in its current state, like half broken, it's actually looking very symbolic, so I feel you should leave it the way it is.
The speed freak's eyes narrow with suspicion, as if he's looking at a man possessed.
Okay, he doesn't like that.
It's not coming down. People are gonna love it. It'll be like our thing. Plus it keeps the cold and the rain out.
Yep, Andre, you're making a good point. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to pick any of the other options. So I guess I'm just going to continue.
What a strange choice of words. Caustic, overflowing with negativity.
What do you mean?
That can't be healthy.
Uh-oh.
What's happening here?
I have no
Why do you
idea.
keep coming back to this window?
Because, I don't know. They've been talking about the church and I was just, asking him questions about the church. Nothing. Everything's okay. I don't know. It's a nice window. Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
I mean, that's exactly what I was just trying to do. Let's talk about the glasswork again. I've been thinking about her. No, let's not. So, how are you settling in?
Hard to say, cop man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced.
Right, well, I wish you all the best with that.
I did get to talk to the crabman though.
Really? And how was it?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place.
Okay.
Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all this Mother's Love stuff isn't too spooky for you? You mean all this sobriety stuff isn't too restrictive for you? What do you mean? Yeah, you would think that his straight edge talk might kind of put you off a little bit.
Talking to him, I realised that sobriety can be pretty hardcore too. I gotta respect it.
Okay, I guess that's a good point.
The man picks up on stuff, and he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
I wanted to talk some more about this place. What did Tiago tell you about the church? Why are you so suspicious of everything? What were the closes? Yeah, what did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
The Ubies, okay. I don't think I've heard this before, except when Kim mentioned like Ubi folk dancing or whatever. Do you mean there are dead bodies here? What's it for? I mean, a sarcophagus, this might be just metaphorically a sarcophagus, but yeah, what do you mean by that?
Not like a literal
Right.
sarcophagus. I'm just being metaphorical.
That's what I suspected, so what is it for?
Encasement, confinement of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Acele. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
Which is basically the anomaly. I mean, we already suspected as much.
Like, this is some old world shit Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly? I mean, come on, Harry, you were the one who made up this theory in the first place. I think. But I don't know. I'm going to ask it anyway just to see if we're talking about the same thing here.
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this sonar person is looking for and trying to measure.
I mean, we've already found it, but I guess the game hasn't really acknowledged that at this point. But yeah, we're talking about the anomaly.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
I mean, she did make some progress already.
The wood creaks as a gale blows by. Outside, dust particles fall through the darkness, settling down on the age-bleached floorboards. The structure does not feel particularly durable.
Great. Yeah, this building seems less than structurally sound.
No, it's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. They should have built a club for anodic music around it instead.
They totally should have.
Anodic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing with.
His words echo in the chamber.
And if it can't, well...
He shrugs non-committally. Well, you certainly seem to think that the sonar is not going to be helpful here.
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
Right. I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain. Again, that is kind of the theory we already had before. Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about. Yeah, maybe the doomed commercial area is connected to this place.
Like a concentric ring spreading out, the struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory? Now that I think of it, it doesn't sound possible. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited-size person.
Well, that is an honest answer. But yeah, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about?
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Alright, well, I'm glad to hear that, I guess. But yeah, why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing. It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
So why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
Okay, well, that makes sense. May I ask why? What good is being suspicious? Or what are you suspicious of? Got it. Tell me something else. So, what good is being suspicious?
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
Okay, but I would argue that there's a difference between being cautious and moderately suspicious and being actually paranoid. I mean, you don't call people who are careful paranoid usually. So what are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
And what are the most suspicious things according to you?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of. But if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment. The pig-wheat paradigm.
The pig-wheat paradigm? What the hell is that?
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
What do you mean, the other way around? Does this mean you are mentally ill? I have no idea what he's talking about, so I can't really make that assessment. Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means either, to be honest. Tell me more about the left-right business. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat? Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now. Yeah, tell me more about pork and wheat.
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
Okay. What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things. What's bad about animals? Animals are cute. Yeah, it's our only shit and we fucking suck at it. Yeah, what is so bad about cereal grain?
Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end. Only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Okay. And, well, I can't ask about the pigs anymore. Yeah, tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity.
I mean, I feel there's nothing wrong per se about producing enough pig and wheat for everyone, so I don't quite follow you.
The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray, far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Okay.
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? Yeah, is this what you meant?
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat.
Okay.
This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory. I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Brad.
A pig-wheat hybrid? Yeah, you are kind of paranoid. I can see why you're called the way you're called. But I think I would like to ask you about something else now.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like? Yeah, tell me more about that.
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind, there's seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
Okay, and how would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
So basically, your solution to return to a true life is just play Nordic music very loud. Okay.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on worriedly. Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
Sort of like fascism then? I'm not sure if this is maybe an overinterpretation.
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. Yeah, I feel that was a bit of a stretch by Encyclopedia. Fair enough, just making an observation. I didn't mean it as a bad thing. But shouldn't the ones that are more hardcore rule over the ones that are less hardcore, offer them guidance? I mean, if you want to make that kind of parallel, then yeah, I guess it would be like fascism, but that's not really what he said, right? So yeah, I was just making an observation, I guess, or Encyclopedia was.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
Unaroused by fascism. That's nice. So you're advocating a noise-based society. I guess that's what he does. You keep mentioning hardcore. What does that mean to you? Let's change the subject. Yeah, tell me more about the noise-based society.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
Extremely basic percussion? Okay. Yeah, tell me more about hardcore then.
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Yeah, but again, I don't think that this is what they mean.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Yeah, so I noticed.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mixed table with a smile surpassing your own in whiteness, a total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. The term hardcore also denotes a strain of pornography that depicts penetration. Did you know that? This seems irrelevant to the conversation. That was vague. Dedication, something else, superlative. Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah, can you maybe explain this a bit more?
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord. Like before, when you pulled those primal dance moves. I'm sure the world was glad to see him again after all that time.
So basically you're saying I am overthinking this. Okay, I probably am. So let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Well, I have another skill check here. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along. Really feel it. I am pretty sure I can raise my conceptualization a lot more than that, though. So maybe first I'm going to ask him about his clothes.
They're hardcore.
Of course they are. You look like a woman with those earrings. I can barely see them, to be honest. So, that's it?
They're just clothes.
Okay, again, I guess I am overthinking this. Are they? They look outlandish. I thought there would be more to it. Probably not.
It's just a style, you know. Normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let me try to raise my conceptualization and then I will attempt that skill check. So, let's see. Pretty sure I have some options here. Right, the white jacket. And I think one of the white shirts as well. This one. And that might be all. Also, I guess I should replace my speed bottle again. I don't need that at the moment anymore. Alright, I think that's as much as I can do in terms of conceptualization. Let's switch this back. And now let's try this skill check.
Yo, man. What's on your mind?
Alright, that's already looking much better. +1 harden up your ledger, +1 caught the key, +1 analyze the beat, +1 percanaciasm in love is love. I can't even pronounce that. Okay, let's try this check.
Aggressive, monotonous,
That is a pity.
but also somehow sacred, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine, man. Nothing exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole.
Okay, well, I'm not sure if I ever will raise my conceptualization any more than that, so this skill check might be forever locked to me. Anyway, take care, Noid. I tried my best to pass this, but let's switch back to my standard outfit. There we go. And yeah, I guess we're done talking to Noid, but let's talk to Acele as well.
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you. Why does that trill sound familiar?
What trill?
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree.
Interesting.
And no, it's got nothing to do with contact mic.
I wasn't going to, but contact mic is okay, fine. Yeah, let's not talk about contact mic again.
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
You're welcome. So how's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control.
Great.
Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Right, I have another skill check here, but it's still locked. Anyway, can you tell me more about your associates now?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Alright, tell me about Sona.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time.
Yeah, I think she's just from a different world than you are.
But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Alright, what is your opinion about Tiago, other than that he's spooky?
Oh, the crab man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters.
Right.
I just tried to stay away from the crab man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid, what for? Well, apparently about the church and so on. What does he do up there? Thanks about the others. Yeah, what do they talk about?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
Okay. And what is he doing up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do? Yell up at the tower?
Fair enough. And yeah, what about the others?
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least.
She rubs her sides, but not from cold. Her shoulders are relaxed. She must have taken a hit, or she's on an upswing.
He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
And what has he organized so far?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organize around here either. He really wants this church thing to work.
Okay, he's an organizer, but he doesn't actually organize anything. Okay.
Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
Okay.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high.
Maybe he was just high. Right.
I mean, not that he does drugs, just high,
Then what is he high on? On life? On his mother's love? Relax, girl, we're police officers, but we're corrupt, rotten to the marrow. You can't tell us about drugs and shit, I don't give a fuck. Well, that is kinda true. I mean, so far I haven't really tried to arrest or berate anyone for taking drugs. I only convinced them not to start a drug lab, but I don't really care if they're doing drugs because this is not my business at the moment. But yeah, what is he high on life?
Yes. Anyway.
Could it be that he's balding, him thinking it's his last chance? I mean, he is apparently balding, but some people just bald very early in life. It's just the genes, right?
Come to think of it, yes.
She laughs.
He's in some kind of a self-destruction mode with that hair of his. Bleaching it like that. Probably wants to get rid of it altogether.
I mean, that's always an option, right? If you start balding, just get rid of it and no one will notice. So is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, let's ask about some of the others as well.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Fulbo, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Elysium.
The pilgrimage?
He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do? What is this pilgrimage you're talking about? Yeah, what does he do exactly?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Yes, no, I meant for breakfast, of course, for a living. Yes, for a living.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that, in a shop somewhere.
Well, that would explain why he is so interested in the carpentry of this place and why he is actually pretty knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Is that because of his beliefs, the hardcore and the ribs, the spinal cord and stuff?
Not to sound too dramatic, but I wouldn't make light of his belief system when he's around. Noid's a serious person. He's serious about the lifestyle.
Right, so I noticed. But yeah, tell me more about this pilgrimage.
It's just something poor Fulberg kids do every spring, to pass the time. We walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Have I been down Boogie Street? Probably not. Let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street. Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you? I am a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city. Okay, apparently Boogie Street is maybe the biggest street in the city. But yeah, let's just assume I haven't been down Boogie Street.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive. It's unlikely I'll make it there. Chest pains need to continue drinking, but thank you. Well, I will try to make it there alive.
Yeah.
She says and opens her mouth like she's about to add something but doesn't.
Who do you want to know about?
Finally, tell me about Egghead.
What do you mean?
What does he think he's doing with all the yells and that stuff? Where is he from? How long has he been with you? Yeah, what exactly is he doing?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
He told me as much, but what exactly is a party boy?
Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward.
Really?
No offence if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
Okay, I mean he likes disco, and that typically has vocals as well.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Goddamn right, rock music is the coolest. Rock music forever. No offense taken, go on. You don't have to tell me rock is backwards. I am the future man. I abandoned rock in the 30s, stupid rock. I don't know. I guess he might like rock. Like I said, he's more into disco, I suppose, so that's not exactly the same, but since disco is also from the past, I guess it would fall into the same category for someone like Acele.
Yes, forever.
She nods studiously.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in.
Alright, I get it.
He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
Right.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
Suddenly Kim chimed in again. He didn't really do that a lot during my conversations with the ravers. We certainly saw that in practice, didn't we? Yes, we totally did.
Yes, I suppose we did.
Tore that shit up, we did.
Tore it to pieces.
Anyway, let's go back to Egg.
What do you want to know?
Where is he from?
Actually, we don't know where he's from, or who he is, really.
Okay.
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Wow, that is harsh.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine.
Jermaine. So he basically was like a lost puppy and he just followed you home. Interesting.
People are sweet.
She says quietly.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two.
Alright.
Who do you want to know about?
Oh, I can ask her about herself as well.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
But I'm a police officer, you have to answer me. Well, I mean, not if it's not related to my investigation, but maybe this will yield some result here.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
Okay, fair point.
That would depend on the circumstances.
The lieutenant taps his foot, so I guess that didn't work out at all.
Thank you.
So do I have any other questions?
Sure.
Well, I have another skill check here. Can I increase my reaction speed? Let me have a look at that. I don't think I have a lot in that regard. Well, I have this head. But let me have a quick look around. No, this is minus reaction speed. And the rest isn't looking so great. Yep, nothing for more reaction speed anywhere around here. Okay, I guess that one extra point will have to suffice.
Pop, pop.
Catch the silver bird, whatever that means.
O pasaro de agint. It flutters by your ear. It's what the Zemoyaki, the Gradian community in Revachol, call a person who never breaks under interrogation. It's an organized crime term.
Fascinating. Au passade de argent. I remember now, it's a Zemlaki term. Basically just repeating what reaction speed just told me.
Excuse me?
She casually brushes her hand through her hair.
She's attempting to remain calm, but the phrase made her flinch.
Okay, so she's familiar with it.
What do you mean?
The silver bird, that's what I'm talking about.
Alright. My father was a Zemyaki. He died years ago. He was a bad man. Not a lot of good things to say about him and what he did. He bought the family a huge house, so we got to live, at least temporarily, in a giant castle in Jamrock. And then he died.
What happened next? Oh, I can imagine what followed after. Never mind, I don't really want to hear any of this. Yeah, what happened next?
What do you think? The competition came and took everything away. It was like in a war zone.
She's gritting her teeth.
So after his death, we had nothing left, and we were in danger. My mother had to change her name, mine too. We left it all behind.
Are you sure about that? What about this drug lab plan? Yeah, you maybe didn't leave it completely behind.
It was a stupid idea, and I'm still disappointed I came up with it.
Oh, this was your idea.
Aren't there any local authorities who might look down on such activities?
I took that into account, of course. Coordinated the operation with the débardeurs, else they might get unhappy.
So what you're saying is Evra authorized this? Huh, fascinating.
Not in person, but I'll let them know. You can't do anything without the fat ones getting wind. It wasn't too difficult to convince them, really.
Well, that is an interesting bit of information.
It's a good thing you ended that mess, though. I felt I was turning Dadwise into a corrupt business person. Unpleasant.
Okay, well, I'm glad you can see that.
Hear that? Set justice on its feet. Confront Everard.
I actually may want to do that.
Come on, this is all fine. But you don't have anything on Everard now. That's not how these things work.
We should confront Evra about this. Maybe we can manipulate him using this information added to the list. That is all good to know, but let's leave it at that. I mean, no harm in adding it to the list, right? Whether I will actually do it, we will see later.
No, I don't think it would lead anywhere with Evrard. He's just going to deny it.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. Have you seen Everard?
But still, just as a reminder, I added it to my journal. But yeah, I guess that's all I can talk to her about at the moment, so let's leave it at that. And yeah, ask Eva about Acele and the drug lab. I mean, we may want to wait a while with that. Maybe we can find some more concrete stuff about this. Either way, as you can see, it's past 10 p.m. now, which means in the next episode we will finally go to our communist meeting. But since this episode is getting very long already, let's call it a day for now. As always, thank you for watching and see you again next time.